Hi, this is Ron from POCculture.com. Justin, congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much. Thanks
I
for
have to say, yeah, I'm a little
putting that
disappointed you're
backdrop
not
up.
wearing this fit on your interviews. I loved it.
Yeah, that cape is so warm. First of all, I got to shout out the cape. Cape was designed by Jeffrey Curlin, our costume designer, who is just a mad genius scientist. And it was an honor to wear that on a very warm Anaheim carpet. But no, it is not on. We are dealing with climate change, and I am in sleeves today.
Understandable. It's been very hot in Southern California the last week, but you sacrificed for the look, and I respect it.
Thank you so much, man. I had to, man. Jeffrey did an amazing job, and he designed a few other looks. I could have walked down the carpet that day if it weren't for a very necessary strike. And it was my little way of doing him justice, because he's incredible and he's a big reason why this movie is what it is.
Absolutely. Glad we could talk about him and his work. This film as a whole, it must feel like such an incredible full circle moment for you. I've heard you talk about your mom saving up to take you to Disney World at age 9, and you were a cast member while you were in film school. Your family's from Louisiana. Like, have you had a moment to stop and it culminating at this premiere at Disneyland over the weekend? Like, what's that been like for you?
It's still happening. I mean, I don't think that to answer your question, no, there's not been a moment to stop at all. But I've certainly been appreciating the weird coincidences of this film hitting my life at this time, hitting my life after I made bad hair, hitting my life right when I was sort of craving to do something that was escapist. And of course, like, drawing upon not only my lifelong love of Disney movies, but my experience actually riding this ride over and over and over and over and over again. My desire to get more people to understand where Black culture and the things that went on in New Orleans before the turn of the century, understand why that has to do with the popular culture we all love now. All that stuff is weirdly just intersected in this film. So I think I'll be contemplating it for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate all those layers in this film. That's, it's fun, it's creepy, but there is some real substance to it. Could you talk a little bit more about that? You've talked about like the Black culture in Louisiana. I know, again, your family's from there. What are some important themes and elements you really wanted to make sure you included?
Well, I felt like there was something really kind of radical and subversive about putting a hero of color out there who the whole movie hinges upon his ability to feel his feelings, to, appropriately grieve, and to give to another young Black kid something that he clearly doesn't have and was taken away from him. I thought that was a radical thing for people to see. And I knew that if that was at the heart of a big Disney IP tentpole movie, that people would see that. And that felt oddly edgy to me, because of how rare it is to see images like that out there. And beyond that, Katie Dippold brought so much heart to the movie. She brought this layer. Katie Dippold is a screenwriter. She brought she really went there. She really made a movie about grief that is also funny and is exciting and all these things. And I wanted to do justice to that, because when I think back upon like the Disney movies that still stick to my bones, like I still watch Hunchback over and over again, and I still watch Lion King, and I still watch Snow White, and I still watch well, actually, I can't watch Coco because that makes me cry. But I still watch Wall-E, and I still watch Up. And the reason I still watch those movies, and the reason why they hit me so hard as a kid and they hit me so hard as an adult, is because they don't shy away. They don't pull their punches. They are not afraid to tell children that life can be scary and it can be hard and it can sometimes be sad, but they say so in service to a story that tells them that they can make it through it and that they can gather the family they need and the support that they need. And that was a message that I really needed growing up. And in movies that pulled their punches, even when I was a little kid, I could smell them a mile away. I wanted the real deal. And so, yeah, it was just me being inspired by that legacy and wanting to be a part of it.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because exactly, I think people forget how much of an emotional punch a lot of Disney films really
Yeah,
carry. And this film too, it was surprising. I wasn't ready for it, so thanks a lot for that.
yeah, you're
Um, but
welcome.
it was powerful. Now, of course, a lot of that too is supported by an incredible cast,
Yeah.
led by LaKeith, who I'm such a fan of. What did he bring to that emotional element and just the fun story overall that you really enjoyed, as well as the rest of the cast?
LaKeith has this incredible quality of pulling you into almost any kind of person, whether he is playing a kind of like pod person in Get Out, or he is playing a literal traitor to his race in Judas and the Black Messiah. You care about him and you love him deeply and you root for him, even if you don't understand him. That is a really unique quality that he has. And on top of it, he's got a lot of leading man, charming star quality. He is funny. He is warm. He is sensitive. He is a beautiful soul. And I just thought, like, I thought he'd be perfect for it. And I thought he'd be surprising because not everybody sees those different sides of him. I felt like there was a parallel between him leading this movie and what happened with Johnny Depp in Pirates, and that like you've got this person who people think of as a character actor, who is a little off center and is playing characters that you run into those guys every day of your life, and yet you feel so deeply for him and you root for him. It was a really special mix of qualities that I just thought he'd be so fantastic, and I feel like he really delivered.
He absolutely did. I was going to watch this film anyway, but when I saw him in the first teaser, or it was just a home run. I think you really hit the nail on the head with what makes him special. You know, of course, a previous iteration of this film was an Eddie Murphy film. Was there
Yeah,
any moment that like you consider maybe seeing if he could come in for a cameo or anything like that?
of course. I mean, yeah, I wanted that. I would have loved that. Wasn't in the cards, but of course. I mean, Eddie Murphy he's one of those figures that, like, if it wasn't for Boomerang and if it wasn't for Coming to America and it wasn't for his just existence in Hollywood as a self-actualized Black man that is not sort of waiting for the approval of another figure in the movie who is the star attraction. I mean, he changed Hollywood. He created a Hollywood that that allowed for a person like me to exist in, even though I'm not an actor, I'm not a comedic genius, of course, but I love Eddie Murphy's movies. I don't know him, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. So that would have been awesome, dude.
Yeah, hopefully in the future y'all get a chance to collaborate, but it was really great. I thought it was a fantastic film, so congratulations, and looking forward to your next project.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.